Hey guys, Reckless Rush here, and welcome to part 13 of our series Rush to Diamond. So let's see, we left off as leaving Summon Militia instead of Snowmasons. Not so sure how I feel about that. We're gonna give it a test run though, okay? So we're gonna use Summon Militia instead of Snowmasons, keep that in mind. Devastators, I really want to upgrade this when I can, but I still need more Fusion Stones and one more copy. Let's see what we have in shop actually, I didn't check this yet. What? This is the same shop as I swear this is like the same shop as yesterday. Okay, anyways. Daily calendar and yep, let's get right into the game. I'm going to try and see if I can start doing daily uploads because, you know, the end of season's coming soon and I really want to get these videos out and hit platinum if I can. So we'll see. We're going to try and get close to, I'm going to say silver 1, 3 stars maybe. We'll see how it goes. Honestly, last episode I had actually quite a bit of fun. I don't know why. I guess I just had more energy than normal. Maybe because I've been studying so much and after the exam I was pretty relieved. But I had quite a bit of fun doing last episode, believe it or not. I think it was my most fun episode so far. And you guys seem to really be enjoying it. So, you know, let's just keep it up. I'm going to see if I like I said, I want to do daily uploads if I can. So gonna be fun. So obviously cycle Forgotten Souls there, right? Because it's so early. It's a winter player and the hand was already looking bad. So this is a Trinity opener. I hope you caught that Trinity opener, right? We obviously play Saber Paws and then Gifted here. How do you play it though? Do you play on the left or do you play on the right? Because it actually does matter depending on where they put the building. This is actually the correct placement. Again, we have to assume that they're going to attack the most forward unit, which would be the Gifted, right? So if they attack the Gifted, then I'm going to take left hand side control with Devastators here. Now, unfortunately, this hand here is like pretty bad. This is why we added Summon Militia. If we're lucky enough, we can draw Summon Militia or GP for next turn. Let's see what we get. It looks like I'm going to be cycling one of these two. Well, it depends what happened actually. Okay, this is such a bad turn. Wow. Amazing. Okay, so we definitely cycle this then. Because we have such a strong board here, all we have to do is maintain frontline. And these two cards will most definitely see play very soon. So we're going to cycle first. Again, you kind of want to play Devastator first, then cycle, but I don't know the play. If we get a 2 mana, it's going to be better to actually do like Potion with 2 mana. So we cycle first here. And we got the GP. What do you know? So Devastators technically would have been better if you played it before the GP, before the City Goal cycle, but you never know what you're going to draw. So honestly, the inclusion of Summon Militia makes your deck a lot faster. We just shortened the curve by 3 mana, but it also is like RNG, a little bit more RNG reliant. You know, it's not. You have to give up something to get something else. So we're giving up Snowmasons, which is level 1. I don't think I was level 1 relative to all my other cards. It's just not amazing. I think the only 2 cards in my deck that are level 1 are Restless and Snowmasons, if I recall correctly. Oh, and Head Start. I believe those were my 3. Is this against Swarm? We get starting turn. Sometimes you can actually consider keeping this in your hand because it's against Swarm, but since I have the starting turn and I don't know what they're going to be playing, I'll cycle this first. So, I mean, this is just a normal opening, I guess. It's nothing special. The way I want to play it though, so there's 2 ways to play it. If I think that they're going to have a card that can deal with my Gifted, then I want to play Gifted in the back because I want to actually keep it alive. But if I think that they don't, which I actually don't think they will, I'll play it like this. The reason is if they can't deal with this, let's say even an even trade, like an even trade is still like decent, but if they can't deal with it at all, like maybe they have a 2 strength, then I am really good in this position because I will push the front line 1 more than I would have with GP. It's kind of worth the risk. It's kind of worth taking the risk here because, again, this is still like really low levels and this is a really strong card for what it is. Looks like it's going to get away with the pushing the front line. No, it's not. That sucks. Okay, so change of plans now. This is an interesting hand because you want to play the potion, not this turn obviously, but like next turn, We also want to keep Devastators for potential Devastators. And this is technically your correct play here for 4 mana. Not a fan of any of these plays. They are playing this kind of deck though, but because my potion is level 3, I'm unfortunately going to cycle this. I'm going to look for 1 mana with potion. Nah, it's okay. So we just play, how do you want to play it? This GP kind of sucks sitting there, but I can actually pressure like this. Pressure like this because I want the 3 strength on this side. I want to pressure them more on the left, considering this is already on the left. Like going more on the left is fine for me. I can take over right next turn. Like there's not really a big difference, but they're already on the left, so if they're going to defend, they're going to defend this side, right? If I did it the other way around, they're going to defend this side, and then I'm kind of worse off because I don't have a good setup here. This is interesting, a Moonlit deck. Moonlit deck. Do you think this unit will ever reach my base though? Not really. I want to cycle. Given that this is already set down and this is already advancing frontline, I don't think the game's gonna last that long. So I can afford to cycle this first. Yeah, cycle it first because I want to draw it back soon, but like it's not like I don't need to keep it in my hand, right? Okay, this is obvious play. I will play potion first though. Maybe I should have actually potioned first and then cycle. That probably would have been slightly better because I think potion values are more useful here. So I'm just ignoring these things here. It's going to get a little tricky now, but this is a lot of damage. And I'm looking just for personal servers, Forgotten Souls, potential lethal. Okay, this is such a bad play by them because it has too much speed. So what happens is I have complete control over their board now. I don't need this card. I don't even need this card, sadly, but I'm going to cycle this first because this hand is so bad that there isn't really an obvious play. So I'm going to cycle first, hoping I get a better play here. Wow. I'm actually 1 mana off lethal. This would have been lethal. That was so clean. This is not even potential lethal. So yeah, I don't like this play, honestly. But I mean, this is the best play. You have to suicide this because of the way the board is. Otherwise, you want to keep it alive. You want to play it here because you want it to increase the chances of it bouncing like this. And this should be okay. Again, we're just ignoring this. There's no threat from this, so it should be fine. They just used Twilight, so that's why I played it like this. And either way, I would have honestly played it like that because it's hard to anticipate a Twilight Prowlers. And this is like the best setup, I'd say, because you can... Like it's hard. We need a 2 movement and then some other movement card to defeat all of this. Or I mean, they could just execute and then 1 movement. Yeah, there you go. It's a little difficult to deal from that position, to win from that position. So easy game. Easy game. Let me know what you think. I remember in the very beginning, I would talk a little bit too much, but that's because I really wanted to give all my ideas to what's happening. But some of you should definitely be educated enough to see the plays, and then it'll be easy to pick up what you should do. This hand is actually pretty obvious, I'd say. Pretty obvious play here. I don't know if you'd catch it. So when they play Trinity openers like this, oh sorry, when they play a 1 movement card like this, you need to adjust your Trinity opener to how they're playing. Because obviously in most cases I just do Trinity opener here and here, but I don't want to trade here. So you'd actually play it here, and then you can decide you want to play this here or this here. So this guy or girl played a level 3 card. It's a little bit stronger than I'd like. I'm going to set this down for the reason that it has more strength than my gifted. And then I'll cycle after. There was no better setup there. So there's no reason to cycle first. I cycle after because I'd rather draw Saber Paws and discard before Restless. This is actually a really good setup too because it's blocking this entrance, and like I said, like look, they just had to deal their cards like this, and this is just like, this is so good for me. I'm so well off on this kind of board because this defense is not really good. This is more of an aggressive card in my opinion. That's why we're running it, right? And yeah, let's see. This was 5 mana. So in 5 mana. I'm going to get 6 mana. I just played 2 3 manas. I don't see this card having play here. Technically, I don't see this card seeing that much play either unless I draw GP, but I really don't think this card is fitting here. I'll cycle it. Okay, there you go. This is a much better hand here. So you want to draw the 3 mana, 1 mana, 2 mana. It's weird because in the past when you had Hysteria, it was really obvious how you should be playing your hand out. But with this setup, it's a lot different, a lot more different. So yeah, I mean, this is really obvious here. Keep in mind, next turn we'll have the setup. Next turn we will have the Devastator setup for next. Devastator's Forgotten Soul setup. So we pretty much, as long as we keep frontline here, we're good. We're good to go. This should be fine. This should be fine. I'll play this. I'll cycle this last. That's actually a pretty decent drop as well. Cycle this last, and look, we're going to draw Forgotten Souls and Devastators for next turn, and then we have Lethal. Yep, there you go. Called it. So we get this, and look at that. These are the first 2 cards we played in the deck. See? These are the first 2 cards we played in the deck. That's so cool. This doesn't even matter. Some of you are saying, like, how do you deal with victors, right? Well, look. Did it matter? They did, how much damage was that? 2, 4, 6, 8 damage to all my units, and they still lose because my cycling is just OP. So that's game over, and just keep in mind the fact that the exact cards I played on the first turn drew back on, like, before any of my other cards showed up. That's really important to keep in mind. I mean, technically, the proper cycle would have been Restless, should have been drawn back. Oh, no, I cycled Restless after. Oh no, I'm trolling. I didn't even play Gifted before Doppel. So technically Doppel should have been drawn back before the Gifted, but you get the idea. Like, these cards that you play in the early game will be drawn back in the late game. So prioritize playing and cycling the good early game cards so you get them back for the late game, right? And in between, use the bad cards, like cycle the bad cards out. So this is interesting. I really love Potion. Like, it's so good to play Potion because of the levels I have on it. It's just such a high value card in my deck. So I kind of want to keep it. But with this hand, and Head Start is so bad because of the 2 mana. But I need to actually cycle this, like, definitely, because I need to keep Head Start in my hand. And I want to keep Potion because it's so valuable. Yeah, so you cycle some Militia there because you want to draw 2 2-manas. That makes sense, right? Snow Masons. Interesting. This is what level is this actually? This is kind of funny. This is a level 1 Snow Masons. And I can deal with this right now. Like, I can just kill it and get it over with. But because we're playing a rush deck, there's no reason to actually deal with it. Just so weird because, like, in any other deck, it makes sense to kill this, but you can see here, I just don't care enough. I don't know, I'm lagging. It's probably internet issues. I hope it's not my computer lagging. That would suck because this game doesn't even take that many. Like, it's not even that heavy on the computer. So there you go, Mistwives. This card so far hasn't done anything. Just keep that in mind. This sucks. Restless Goats with the Potion. You hate to see it. I really don't like that. Yeah, I don't like that, but sadly it is the best play. I'm going to cycle and hope for Gifted. Gifted Potion, turn mana 5 is the best. No, we didn't draw it. So we can actually consider, so this is 6 strength, the Restless Potion. This is technically 7 damage. The only issue with this... Okay, I'm going to play like this, only because I know I'll draw a Doppelbox really soon. Hopefully next turn, honestly. And then if I have Doppelbox, I can set up a Doppel Devastators play. But yeah, I mean, if they don't deal with this, I win, right? No, I don't win, but I'm really close to. Okay, this is pretty good for me. This is really good. They just wasted 6 mana to deal with 2 strength just because of the way I've set up my board. And here is when we start really dealing work on them. There's a couple things we can do though. It really comes down to how much do you value your stuff. Do I want to play it risky? I kind of want to play a little risky. I think I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna play a little risky here. Don't do this at home though. Should I do this? This play is technically I'll do it. I'll do it. This is a really risky play though. But yeah, I'll do it. I'll do it. Because I already know my... So essentially the reason why I'm doing this kind of play is, one, is conditioning them to defend. And two, because I already know that these two cards would have been drawn back. And I just need 1 damage to the enemy base. I separated them just in case for, you know, AoE effects. So we'll keep them away from Void Surgers and stuff. Looks like a good game. But that's the whole idea based on that. I mean, this is really risky. If you had Hysteria in the deck, it's actually a lot easier. Like, when you have Hysteria in the deck, you're a lot safer doing this play because you can just Hysteria and just win like that. But this was still a decent setup, it's just a little risky. And the reason I say risky is because you could cycle and potentially get Doppel, and then Devastator's Doppel is obviously way better off. Like that board state is a lot better than what I had playing like that. And I'm also throwing out my Forgotten Souls. That's the biggest issue. And I'm risking to lose my baseline. So there's a lot of factors that play in there, but I thought that was most optimal there. Okay, so we have this hand. Again, I love potion so much, but I think here I cycle. Here I have to cycle it, unfortunately. It's against winter, so this is pretty easy for me. So in the case where I don't draw any better cards, Saber Paw Summon Militia is the opener. Yeah, so we do that. And your best position for this would be, I can't show it, but it'd be right here on this tile. If it lands anywhere on your base, it's kind of useless in a way. Unless like they somehow kill this, then yeah, I moved up your front line 1. But this is like whatever. Generally you don't want it to be in the corners though, because in the long run this is going to mess up your top left corner tucks right here. Okay, this is at least good though. They don't do anything here. See, what sucks about this is if my Saber Paws was 1 strength higher, I could just Devastators here and like you kind of win the game. Like it's really hard to play from that position. But I'll just do this. This is if you analyze my deck, this is the best mana for kind of like outcome that can actually be achieved here. Ooh, actually this is a slight misplay. I don't know if you caught it. It's not cycling misplay, but it is a board state misplay. So the misplay here is that, you know, these two will trade, and what happens is this card next turn, like I mentioned previously, will block your top left tuck. So I mean, if you played it the other way around, it would have been the same. So I was suggesting playing Gifted here instead of there, and then playing Doppel. But as you can see, the board stays still the same. But in the case where they do end up somehow attacking the Gifted, then this can at least have contact. But now we're in this annoying state where like this card doesn't see any play here either. So we played Doppel, and Doppel is like Devastator's best friend in a way. Outside of Forgotten Souls, you know, it's Devastator's secret behind the scenes best friend, you know what I mean? And since I don't have it and it's only mana 5, I'm actually going to cycle this here. Yeah, this is a technically better off. Play it like this. I'll play it like this because we want this Shady Ghoul to be attacked. In the case where it is attacked, it'll bounce, and then when it bounces, if it bounces left, you're really well off because they can't attack twice, right? They play a 2 movement unit from here. The positions are the attacking, like how do you say, the movement is already like determined, and like you can see here, this is being defended now, so that's pretty good. If they attack this is wrong. That's incorrect by them. Shouldn't be attacking this because this is the stronger unit, and they're not accounting for Forgotten Souls personal servers here. So technically this is incorrect. If I draw potion here, I win. But should we bet that? Okay, we cycled potion first and we just drew Saber Paws, which means that it's actually really close because Summon Militia should also be around the corner. So honestly, it's worth cycling now. If the play doesn't work out, I still think personal servers plus Forgotten Souls is the play. How would you play this? You'd play this here only because you want to keep it alive and it doesn't make sense to attack into this. And then you'd Forgotten Souls on this, obviously. So we'll cycle this. Who thinks we get potion? Potion. No. Okay. That sucks, but like I said, we just play it like this. And again, we're in this really weird board state that I'm not the biggest fan of, but you have the chip damage. I'm already at 10 health, so like I'm technically really healthy in this kind of board. And all I have to do is just push to damage this into their base. This hand here, you can see is technically mana inefficient because I'm going to waste 1 mana. So I will actually cycle this. Oh, looks like we won. Kind of. No, we didn't. We didn't win because of the way Saber Paws works. So we're actually 1 up lethal. This will not run into the base if you play it here because it's surrounding this. So I'll actually move up only 1 tile. So we cycle this. Yeah, we can't deal with this either. So I mean, that kind of sucks, but not the biggest deal. There's a lot of ways we can play this. So yeah, the way I'm going to play this actually is like this. This buff going here doesn't matter at all. I'm just trying to play for surviving, basically. Keeping board, and I know Shitty Ghoul, Restless Goats will finish the job, so there you go. Yep, both of them drawn. Shitty Ghoul, Restless Goats will finish the job. Potion actually came really late, surprisingly. Should not have drawn this late, but you know, it's a lot of RNG, I guess. There's like obviously RNG involved into the cycling mechanic, but there you go. I think we played this game out. I think it's a checkmate. Yep, there it is. Checkmate. Okay, we're kind of on a roll. How much stars are we at? We might 2 games. Okay, well, we'll actually end the video here. And, you know, we will be getting to gold for next episode. And then hopefully we'll keep playing and maybe grind to platinum. But first we need to do this, actually. I should stop saying the thing's over when it's not over. My bad, my bad. There's nothing else worth spending gold, right? Especially like I tried Brawl and it's just unbearable. So yeah, we're just gonna use it on packs and then upgrading, obviously. These are not cards I want to see though. Let's see. Ooh, gifted. Okay, that's actually worth 300 gold for 1 gifted is worth it. Believe it or not, for 1 gifted. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Guys, we're going to do this quest. I'm going to do this quest off stream. And then we're going to upgrade this next episode. Oh my gosh. Okay, yeah, we're going to end the video there and hope you have a good night. Bye now. Peace.